Welcome, everybody. As you know, I'm Vicki, and you have met our cousin Natalie Mack in the past, but she is back. So, Natalie is military homeschool mom expertise, yeah, has homeschoolers that have graduated, gone to college, and she and I both share a mental health background. So, we
Yes.
both that's our training and have been professions years for a while, and now you're doing all kinds of gazillion things.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, Natalie's got the awesomeness, like she's done a TEDx talk, like
Woo
that's
woo. I'm so thankful. Thankful, Lord.
it just makes you, like extra legit, so.
Nerve shaky. We're talking about mental health. I don't know if it was good for my mental health to prepare for that or not.
I can't even imagine what that would be like, but I think that's so cool. So, anyway, with our various experiences, one of the things that we have been talking about is we prepare our teens academically to go to college. And, for those that are called to go to college, we want them hitting the road running. And,
Exactly.
most of them go off to college and sometimes they're way ahead of their peers in,
Exactly.
learning how to study and manage their time and all that. Um, but all teens also need to know how to prepare emotionally
Yes.
for what college is like and how you do the whole college thing. So, Natalie and I were going to just banter back and forth and share some of the things we've learned on how to prepare. So, Natalie, could we just start with you and tell about your kids and how many you have sent off to college so far and like kind of give
Yes.
a framework for that.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. Because I didn't know my audio. So, yeah, so we've been homeschooling. This is year 23, and we have 5 children. So we have graduated, praise God, 4 to college. Out of the
Congratulations.
4, one is a senior at George Mason Honors
Mm.
College, George Mason University
Wow.
here in
Mhm.
Northern Virginia. And then we have one still at home being homeschooled. He is
Mm.
11th grade, just
Wow.
turned 16 in July, and he was just in
Wow.
here saying, "We have nothing to eat here," a- as he's consuming a sandwich, right? So
Right.
clearly, his perception and mine are very different, but such as the teen boy years.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, so that's our story. Military family. Husband was a Navy chaplain, retired after 34 years of service, and I say family serve as well. So
Yes,
I
indeed.
claim that 34, even though I
Yes.
didn't go into combat like he did, and praise God, he returned home safely. But
Yeah.
34 years of military service, and so about a year and a half ago he retired, and now he's keeping up with me and supporting me as he's home, and I'm traveling a lot and off
Yeah.
speaking places and things, and I'm thankful for his support. So this is our journey. This is where we are. Our oldest daughter just got engaged, so we're anticipating a
Oh,
summer 2024 wedding if we can get the date set and find a
congratulations.
venue and all the things. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's so exciting. Oh my goodness. So, and yeah, for those of you guys who haven't met my family yet, so I homeschooled my 5 all the way through to graduation, and they have all graduated college by this point. And so we have been through all the ups and downs of
yes.
the college experience. And the good times where there are lots and lots of good times and the times that are hard. And
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
let's share some ideas. Like, so as you have worked with teens, so you work with so many military homeschool families. And then, in my experience, I not only had my kids in our local homeschool community, but I also work as a counselor, and my office is about a mile off of the University of Delaware campus. So I end up working with so many college freshmen first semester
Yes.
because college is a thing,
Yes.
and you just takes some adjustment to do that. So
It really does.
yeah. So
It really does.
Natalie, if you have one of your military moms or your own kids, coming to you, and they're senior year, and they're thinking, what do I need to be ready for college? What's one piece of advice that you would give to that senior to get ready for college emotionally?
Yeah, I think emotionally, I would just try to say you're going to meet a vast variety of people
Mhm.
from walks of life that you may not personally have ever experienced
Mhm.
yourself.
Mhm.
Uh, and I mean, in all kinds of ways, walks of life, spiritually, if you are faith-based,
Mhm.
socioeconomically,
Mhm.
culturally, everything.
Mhm.
And depending upon the size of that college, right, then that
Yeah.
just kind of magnifies how many of those types of different people you're going to meet.
Yeah.
And I would say just anticipate, be friendly, be engaging, be curious, but then know who you are, right?
Mm.
Know who you are and don't allow yourself to be easily swayed. I know that's an easy thing to say and harder
Mhm.
in to put into action, right?
Yeah.
Especially for young adults, young, the teens. And so,
Yeah.
but yeah, just be comfortable with who you are, but be engaging, be curious,
Mhm.
get to know different people. It's a great opportunity on most campuses to
Mhm.
get to know others from different walks of life. So that would be one of the main things I think I would say.
Yeah, and following right along with that is I have found it really helpful for the kind of teens who will do it. Now, some of them go like, "Oh, this is really dumb." But anyway, I really, really encourage juniors and seniors to do some personality tests
Exactly.
and to read up about like their Myers Briggs or even some of the fun ones like that my what's my Harry Potter house, like
Yes,
goofy things, but just to know like how did God make them, what
exactly.
is their personality like, and then to know then what that personality can become more of, when
Mhm,
they are in a
mhm,
new setting. Like, what do they want to invest in, or
right.
if there are personality um, things to work on. Like, so one of the things that like for me, if I did my Myers-Briggs, it would tell you that I'm an INFJ. So those of us who are like that is we like to have purposeful conversation with a small group of people, and that works really well in a dorm room if you got a nice person in your dorm. And
Yes,
it's really hard in big networking events like they have, like if you're in the dorm and they're having a ice cream social for the whole floor.
yes,
And so say, okay, I am naturally a quieter person, but I'm allowed. Hi, Teresa. So yeah, our cousin Teresa's on there. She's an
yes.
INFJ
Hi,
too.
Teresa. Hey.
um, so to know that there are some skills that I can put on, and college
Exactly.
students can put on if they're kind of quieter in a networking event. So our sister Sabrina calls it undirected socialization, and
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
so I always tell the
mhm.
kids, I have them practice, all of my kids before we graduated. When you walk into an undirected socialization setting,
Yes,
put your shoulders back, your chin up, put a smile on, and get something in your hands, like a soda or an
yes,
ice cream cone or something. For some reason, having a tool in your hand, a
yes.
thing, and I don't know why that makes you talkable, but generally somebody's going to come up and talk to you. Shoulders back, chin up, smile, and something in your hands.
Exactly. Yeah, because the unfortunate thing is when at this age teens are not necessarily they're still figuring out who they are, right?
Mm-hmm,
And so
mm-hmm.
they don't always have the confidence that maybe parents want before they launch them to college, right? But
Yeah.
they're at that age where they finished and it's time to go and the kids want to go, but you kind of see like, oh, you worry, are they ready? And
Yeah.
so a lot of times they're really kind of not sure how to handle those type of social situations, and
Yeah.
but you only have a few seconds basically, right, to make an impression. So that
Yeah.
smile on the face and I
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm.
And something in your hand seems
Yeah.
to like give like some type of weird kind of comfort. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if your hands are empty, it's a different feeling than if
Yeah.
you have something in your hand. And so, not necessarily plate of food, but just something, right? And
Yeah.
so that's great to just be able to say, I'm gonna go in here, and you're gonna find your tribe. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
find those who, the young people say the vibe, right? You're gonna find,
Yes. Yes.
those that you can feel yourself the most with, right?
Yeah.
Always be authentic to who you are, though. Don't
Yeah.
present yourself as someone other than who you are, because you have to
Yes.
carry that persona now for those 4 years or 5 years. Sometimes
Yeah.
students take to finish, and like
Yeah.
and just be who you are. It's so much easier, so much
Yeah.
more comfortable, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I just saw we've got another sister on here. So
Oh yes, who
hey,
else is
that's
on?
great.
Hi.
Yeah. So I sometimes they don't give me the name here, but
Okay.
yeah. So hey. So yeah, and that's like Natalie said, the kids are going to find their tribe, and they just need to know that's going to happen.
Mhm.
One of the
Mhm.
things I would tell my kids is you leave your dorm room open if you're in there.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's it. People generally just pop their heads in and talk to you. So they may not
Yeah.
be end up as your tribe, but at least you're making a friendly connection. And
Right.
that's a nice thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. I agree.
Yeah. How do you help your homeschoolers prepare for the stress of college exams?
Mhm. Yeah, we've always homeschooled to college. I
Mhm.
recommend that unless someone just knows 190% that
Yeah.
their student isn't, but you really just don't know, because
Mhm.
where a student is in ninth and 10th grade and where they
Mhm.
are 11th and fall of 12th grade when they're doing the college applications, they can that little bit of time, they can
Right.
mature, they can
Yeah.
develop, they can become aware of where they want to go next and who they are. So,
Yeah.
but and then it's hard to catch up. So I always
Yeah.
prepare our kids and encourage others to homeschool to college. That way they don't have to backtrack or try to catch up at the last minute. So
Mhm.
in that preparation, that means becoming more of an independent learner. Being
Mhm.
able to manage your time, your
Mhm.
schedule, if you need a
Mhm.
planner, if you need to set alarms on your clock,
Yeah.
something so that they can begin to increase in their own responsibility to own and manage their time, because
Mhm.
when they get to college, no one is going to come and knock on the door if they miss
Mhm.
that class, right?
Yeah.
And if the
Yeah.
paper or the test date and you miss it, you may not get a retake
Right.
opportunity, because this is now for you, right? And I think
Yeah.
for a lot of, sometimes with homeschooling in the community, sometimes we maybe haven't gotten used to the test, right? And the
Yeah.
timed test. Not every
Mhm.
state requires standardized testing as proof of
Right.
doing well
Right.
year after year.
Mhm.
So, and you may personally, as a homeschooler, feel that, oh, it's no really use for these timed
Mhm.
tests,
Mhm.
I respect your right to make that decision, but at the same time, I say, they aren't being prepared
Uh-huh.
for
Mhm.
going in, understanding a test, being in an environment with other students that may be
Mhm.
distracting, and
Mhm.
you got only a certain amount of time to complete the test. So,
Mhm.
um, those are some things that I often try to recommend and have prepared, like our own children as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and in my experience working with the college freshmen who come to my office from the university, a lot of times, just like you said, the being independent learners and managing their own time,
Yes.
like so many of the times where I get these kids, it's because they slept through class because
Yes.
nobody gets them up.
Nobody gets them up.
Yeah, and of course these aren't homeschoolers. But anyway,
Right.
like for teens to be managing their schedule and to have a planner is really, really important. So my kids taught me this, and around the same time Sabrina taught me this, is she calls it scheduling backwards.
Yeah.
But my college students taught this to their siblings. So we all kind of arrived at the same time, but like they get their planners out, whatever
Yes.
they're using to schedule things, and they put their test dates and when
Mhm.
projects or papers are due on that, and then they write backwards, like 2 weeks ahead or something, start working on the papers, start studying for the test.
Yes.
And I can remember my daughter telling me in college, she says, all of my friends are spending all night cramming for exams, but I don't have to. And I go like, well, what are you doing? And she says, well, I just follow my planner and study a little bit every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's so it takes so much stress off
It
if they
does.
can manage it themselves.
It
Yeah.
does. I love that. It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I often say that sounds like something with writing that sometimes I've said to our kids, if you can't come up with your thesis, but you know what you want to write about, right? Or you know the content and the
Yeah.
general idea of what you want to write about, just start writing, right? And
Yeah.
then sometime your thesis develops out of that. So I know it's kind of backwards, but it
Yeah.
actually works because you can spend a lot of time trying to think of what your perfect thesis is
Yeah.
when you could actually be writing it, and then from that you go, oh, here's my thesis right here, it pops up, right? So it's kind of that backward start, and go in the other direction. So
Yeah.
that is awesome, and I think
Yeah.
it's great that that your kids have that skill, and it's
Yeah.
it's really needed. You're right, because they
Yeah.
have to be able to survive on the campus, and
Yeah.
even those who are not, who have done like community college, right? And they may
Uh-huh.
still be, at home. um,
Mhm.
it's important that they recognize that now they need to give themselves up, right? And get
Yeah.
on a, virtual class, or
Yeah.
get in the car, or however they get to the community college campus
Yeah.
for class.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. So many of our kids are doing the dual
Yeah.
enrollment, so they're
Yeah.
getting a taste of that ahead of time,
Mhm.
and that does kind of ease them into the process. By
Mhm.
the way, I love that idea of writing the paper, and you
Yeah.
just get started writing, and then the thesis evolves. I
Yeah,
think
I
if
know it's not traditional, so I could hear all the writing professionals like, "No, she didn't just suggest that."
Oh, no, I tell you what, when I was in college, I was a psychology major, so we were doing APA papers, which is a different thing, but
Yeah,
if I'd had to do MLAs, I
yeah,
would have had to do it your way because I don't write from a thesis as well. I could find it later. But,
yes,
one thing that does also is it cures the terror of the blank screen.
right,
Like when you're looking at a screen and there's no words on it, it's
right,
terrifying. If you just get
exactly.
something on there, it makes
Mhm.
the paper start
You're so
happening.
right, and I do
Yeah.
that with the articles I write now. Is sometimes I don't have, I just know, "Oh, this is some things I wanna say," and I just
Mhm.
start, and then the thesis comes out
Yeah.
of that. So, anyway.
Yeah. So thank you, Teresa, for your input. So she says she's with you, Natalie.
Oh,
So
okay, thank
she,
you.
she says, as a writer, I need to first just write.
Yeah,
And yeah, and then things kind of just come out of that, which is really fun.
right.
So all right. Well, we probably need to visit this topic again, but
Yeah.
we are out of time. So, Natalie, thank you so much for joining me today. It's so nice to see you on the screen.
Yes, it's so
Yeah.
good to see you. I always
Yeah.
enjoy this. It's
Yeah.
great, and
Yeah.
there's so much to unpack, right, with
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
preparing teens that, yeah, but this was great. I
Very
appreciate it.
good. Yeah. And thank you, all you seventh sisters and siblings, for joining us today.
Yeah.
And we'll talk again.
Yes.
See you later. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.